welcome back to my channel. So my name is Anna, and I'm going to go ahead and make a video about how I found out I was a teen mom with my first baby. She is now 3 years old. So yeah, let's get into it. So at the time, I had been dating my now husband for about 3 years. We started dating in 2012. I got pregnant in 2014, like the end of 2014, November, December. It's a crazy story. So I kind of knew I was pregnant from the beginning because I was very nauseous, and I mean very nauseous. I couldn't even keep water down. One of the worst pregnancies I've had. I have another baby. His name is Brixton. He's a boy. He's 1 year old, and then I'm pregnant right now. I'm 33 weeks pregnant right now with our third baby and our last baby, which is a girl. So yeah, but that pregnancy with the first one, my baby Aixa, she's a girl. That pregnancy was just, I mean, it was pretty calm throughout the whole pregnancy. I didn't have any issues, any problems, except I think high blood pressure. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I mean, the nausea that I had with her was horrible. It seemed like it went on forever. It was bad. But yeah, I found out, well, I had a feeling that I was pregnant because of my nausea. I was throwing up. I felt so sick to my stomach the whole time. I didn't want to eat anything but like those ice popsicles, like the fruit ones that you get at the store. I could kind of keep those down because they were a little bit cold and they were kind of soothing, but that was it. I couldn't even drink water because it made me so nauseous. But yeah, I remember after school I told one of my friends that I had a feeling that I told her all my symptoms, and I think that day I had given her a ride home after school. So she was all like, hey, like, let's go to the store and you can get a pregnancy test and then take it back home and you can take it and see. And I was like, okay. So we left after school. We stopped at the Walmart to get a pregnancy test. I actually got a digital one. I took her home. I went back home and I was getting ready because I was working that day. I was 17. I was a month away from turning 18. So I found out I was pregnant in November. But yeah, I went back home. I got ready. At the time I worked at JCPenney. I've worked there since I was 16. So I was working there for quite a while. But yeah, after I got ready, I went to the restroom because I had to go before I left for work. I went to the restroom. I took the pregnancy test. I set it down for a little bit. It was literally less than a minute that I set it down for. And then I remember like being so scared to look at it because I just had a feeling. I just knew that I was pregnant. And I looked at it and it said pregnant. It just said pregnant, everything. And I started crying. I got really scared but excited at the same time. And yeah, and I took a picture of it and I sent it to my boyfriend, my now husband, and I was like, I'm pregnant. And at first I don't even remember what he said. I think he just sent like an emoji of like a happy face or like a surprise face. I don't remember. But yeah, I called him afterwards when I was heading to work, and we talked a little bit about it. He was pretty much just asking me if I was sure that I was, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I've been having all the symptoms and I just took a test and it says positive. So we were both really scared, but we were happy. well, I was, and he seemed to be, but I don't know. He was 18 at the time, but it's crazy to think about it now, like where we're at now. But yeah, after that, there's a clinic here where I live called Loving Choices, and it's a free clinic for teen moms, or like any age really, that you could go and get a pregnancy test done there, to see if you are pregnant. So I called and I made an appointment. Well, actually, never mind. I didn't call and make an appointment. I just went one day with one of my friends from school, because I told them that I had taken the pregnancy test and it came back positive. And they were the ones to tell me that it was that clinic right there. And it was like right next to our school, like literally like maybe 3 minutes walking from our school. So during lunch, I think, me and two friends went, and I just walked in and I told them what was going on. They made me like fill out a form, and then the lady took me back to a room. I peed in a cup. Then she took the pregnancy test and did it, and it came back positive right away. And she just pretty much told me that I was pregnant. She was asking me questions. She was asking if I felt scared, how I was going to tell my parents, when I was going to tell my parents. Just kind of questions like that. And yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. After that appointment, the lady made me another appointment, because they also did ultrasounds to like verify. So the lady made me another appointment for a few weeks after. It was in December 3rd that I had the appointment for an ultrasound. And I told my husband, I was like, hey, like I just went here, they verified the pregnancy, they made an appointment for an ultrasound. I just told him everything, and he was like, okay. He's like, well, I'll go to the ultrasound with you. And I'm like, okay. So the day of the ultrasound came, and I skipped school that whole day, because the ultrasound appointment was like at 3:30, and school ended at 3:30. So I just skipped the whole day. We went to his house. His parents were there. We went to his house and we just kind of chilled. And then we left for the appointment. We got to the appointment. They put us in the room and they got everything ready. And sure enough, there was a tiny little baby right there. It was like a little peanut, like a little bean, like so small. And you could see the heartbeat. And I just remember looking over to see my husband, and like his face was like so shocked, but I could see that he was happy. So yeah, we left from there with some pictures for us to take home. And yeah, it was just pretty much like real from that point on. Like we knew it was real. My husband looked at me, he was all like, the moment I saw the baby there, he was all like, I wanted to cry so bad, because I guess he was so happy, but he held it back. And yeah, that's how I knew I was pregnant. We ended up telling his parents first, I think a couple weeks later. I want to say it was like a whole month later, like in January or the end of December, I don't remember. But we told him a few weeks later. My poor husband was crying when we were telling them. He, I guess, felt scared. He felt, I guess, ashamed to have to tell them that way. He was crying, but his mom kind of took it okay. But she did give us a lecture. His dad was pretty much like, well, you guys did it, so now you have to own up to it, pretty much. And his grandma was visiting from Mexico, and he was like, she was the most supportive one out of all. And it's funny because he was actually more scared of her than his parents, but she was more supportive towards him than the parents were. But I mean, now they love my baby so much. Like, it's crazy, because they had I think like 3 grandsons or 4 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. And my mother-in-law, she always wanted a daughter, but she never had one. She only had 5 sons. And when I got pregnant, I moved in with them. Me and my husband moved in with them. So our baby was there since day one until recently last year we moved out into our house. So they just love her, like they're so used to her and they love her. But yeah, that's how we told his parents. And then my parents, I actually told by myself. Just one morning I woke up and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell my parents now, because I told them like weeks after I told his parents. So this was like in January when I told them. And I was just like, well, I might as well tell them I'm already 18. Like, if they kick me out, then they kick me out, and I just move in with my boyfriend now. So one morning I just woke up and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna tell them today. So I went into the room. It was like early in the morning. I went into the room. They were still laying down, and I just got in bed with my mom and I started hugging her. And my mom already had a feeling that I was pregnant. She told me, she's like, I just knew you were pregnant, because my mom was the type of moms that tracked my period. And I guess I understand why, because I was kind of a troublemaker and I was always out with Kingston, that's my husband's name. We were always out and like going out and stuff. So she got worried and like kept track of my periods. But she said that she knew that I hadn't gotten my period for like 2 months. And she kept asking me, like, I remember her asking me like every day, like, when are you getting your period? Why have you not getting your period? Are you pregnant? Like, if you are, just tell me. And I was just always like, no, mom, like, I'm not pregnant. I don't know why I haven't gotten my period. But yeah, like, she just knew. And I went in, I hugged my mom and she was like, what's wrong? And I just started crying. And she just looked at me and she's like, are you pregnant? And I told her yes. And my mom and my dad were just like shocked, but not really, because, well, my mom already had a feeling I was. She was just waiting for me to tell her. But they were disappointed, but they were really supportive. But yeah, they love my daughter now so much. Right after right after I told them that I was pregnant, they took me to go eat waffles. We went to Waffle House and had breakfast, and my dad just spoiled me from then on. Like, anything I wanted to eat, he would get it for me. But yeah, they were so supportive. And then in February, the next month, I actually moved out from my parents' house and I moved in with my husband and his parents. And yeah, we had our baby in July of 2015. July 2nd. She was born a month early at 36 weeks. But she's healthy. She's so big now. I keep looking over there like she's over there, but she's not. I'm just looking at her bed. But yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. Then 2 years later, I found out I was pregnant with my son. And then a couple months later, after I had him, I found out I was pregnant with this one. And yeah, now we're married. We have our own house. We have our babies who are healthy. And yeah, this is our last baby. And yeah, if you guys want to know how I found out with my son and this one, how I was pregnant, and the reactions, let me know down in the comments and I will make a video about it. If you guys want to know my birth stories for my daughter and my son, I can make a video of those if you guys want. I know I love watching like birth stories and like finding out I was pregnant videos. So I know a lot of people enjoy those. So if you guys want to see that, just let me know and I will make a video about it. But yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant when I was 17. I had her when I was 18. I am now 21 and I have 3 babies. It's so crazy, but I love it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.